I'm LJ Williamson with Giga Granada Hills, and I'm here today with Armineh Chelebian. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
Thank you.
So you are running for City Council, Council District 12, and I'd like you to tell our viewers a little bit about your background. They may not know you yet, and your qualifications for City Council position.
Thank you. My name is Armineh Chelebian, as you mentioned, and I do have an Armenian name. As far as background, I just want to give a brief background. When I was 16, I came to the United States with my family so we could chase and follow the American dream. And I attended Cal State Northridge, got my Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration Accounting. I worked for corporate America, and then I started my own accounting business. I'm self-employed, and about back in 2002, I was like, okay, there has to be more than just doing accounting and books. So I wanted to get involved and start making a difference in my community. And that's when the Valley Secession was on the ballot, and I looked at it and I said, you know what, I do believe in the message. We want to have local control, local voice. We want to be able to get our fair share of taxes and the services. So I got involved in the Valley Secession by being a candidate, and since then I haven't looked back. And I've just been involved, ran for office a few times. I was one of the founding board members for Winnetka Neighborhood Council, became involved in so many different community projects. And after 7 years or so, I decided to become part of another neighborhood council, currently, which I am.
Which one is that?
Reseda Neighborhood Council. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, I'm constantly either here or there involved with everything that is going on politically as well as the community activities. Because I believe if we want to see change, we have to become the change. We have to start being the change. And that's what keeps me going.
What changes most specifically would you like to see?
What I would like to see is truly improving our quality of life. I don't think our government is connected with us. I believe our elected officials are very disconnected with us. They say they are at every level, city, county, state, federal, every level you look at it. We have these people who are up there representing us, but the last thing they think about is really connecting back to us. They're there, they have their own agendas, they have their own little games, whatever they're involved, and we are just a consequence. And I feel like more and more our role is becoming to subsidize and support our government and help them improve their quality of life rather than them being there to help and improve our quality of life. So I just want to be able to go there and bring that connection back to the community and be a reminder that, you know what, you are the elected official, but after all, you are here to serve us, not the other way around. And unfortunately, because the machinery, the way it's set up, a lot of times grassroots candidates have a very hard time to get elected versus the ones who are already an incumbent or part of the existing machinery, because they have the money, they have the funding, they have the automatic entitlement. And people then complain. Why are they complaining? They're putting them in the office, so they shouldn't complain. If they want to see change, then they need to become part of the change and allow those of us who are really, truly passionate about helping our community be able to represent them.
Now, when you talk about incumbents or people who are part of the existing machinery, that sounds like an oblique reference to Mitch Englander. Now, let's say you're elected in versus Mitch Englander is elected. What are the differences we would see between those two scenarios?
The difference between Mitch and I is, I will tell you, most probably, it will be I'm not beholden to any special interest. He's made $400,000. If we look through that, we have to read between the lines. When he gets to the office, yes, he does have the experience, but guess what? He's been paid, what, $160,000 a year? That's his job. He's a paid staffer and he needs to know his stuff. Versus if I go there, I haven't made a single red penny of the public money. Yes, I haven't been the chief of staff for 8 years, so I might not come in with all the experience and the knowledge that he brings in. But the difference is I will come in unattached, and the only thing that I'm attached to is my own community. Versus he might come in as all the knowledgeable person, because that's what his job has been for the past 8 years. But also he's coming in as part of the machinery that has already supported him and will be supporting him, and in return he needs to pay back. And us, the public, will be most probably at the bottom of the rack. It won't be proactive, it would be most probably retroactive. When we need something, they'll say okay, otherwise they won't think ahead of the time to help us out.
Now, can you give us a couple of more specific examples of ways in which, like in what areas are you talking about? In jobs? Are you talking about in development, or what arenas?
I look at the accountability to begin with. I feel like our government has turned into a sponge. They keep taking our tax dollars, and there's no management of the budget. They're not managing. They're just using our tax dollars, and then when they run out of it, they come back again and they come up with the excuse of, oh, we don't have the money, therefore we cannot provide you with the services. And constantly we're in this vicious negative spending cycle where our elected officials are basically, we're not holding them accountable with the money that we're giving them. What are they doing with our money? It has become such a self-feeding machinery. So one of the problems I'm seeing with the question you had is lack of accountability. We don't know how our money is being spent. There is no incentive for them to be efficient and effective. There is no such thing as productivity and efficiency study on all these different departments and services that they're providing. They take the money, they have their salaries, they have their benefits, they have their pensions, and they have no incentive to really be efficient, effective, and productive. And yet, at the end, they come and say, okay, we can't provide the essential services. So I think that was one of the questions you were asking, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
And earlier you alluded to quality of life issues. What do you feel are some of the most pressing quality of life issues that are facing Council District 12 in particular, and maybe Los Angeles in general?
Quality of life right now is the economy, helping to move this economy forward. I have a daughter who just graduated from Cal State Northridge last year, 24 years old.
And how would you propose to do that?
We need to become partners with our businesses. Our businesses, again, our government's mentality is the businesses are out there to provide better living for our government officials and their basically quality of life. They go after our businesses with the concept of you're here and you need to pay us as much as you can, with the rules and regulations and the fees and the permits and all that. And we're going to make life as hard as possible on you because you have to follow this and that and everything else in between. And basically the businesses are suffocating under all this red tape and rules and regulations and extra taxes. We're paying one of the highest business taxes. We look at our city next to us, Glendale. They don't have a city business tax. We do. We have a high sales tax. So then I hear that, oh, we want to have all the people spend their money locally. You have to provide the incentive for people to support the local businesses, therefore be able to help the businesses flourish and create jobs. So it's a lot of animosity, I would say, and limitation that is imposed upon the businesses, from the taxes to, as I said, the regulations, and there's no lack of incentive and everything else that you can think about. So the businesses, I was talking while I was knocking on doors, I met this gentleman who has a machine shop, and he said, you know what, and I think he was in his 70s, he said, Armineh, he said, if I was 50 years old, I would never, ever open my business in city of Los Angeles. I would not. And he gave me an example of an inspector who came to his shop and how rude he was and how he was very much as if he owned the business and he was ordering the owner around. And that's not business-friendly environment. So our city should be able to streamline, simplify, reduce taxes, provide incentives, and also become a partner with our businesses, help them out. How can I help you? How can I make sure you're here and you're going to stay here and you're going to grow and create jobs?
Mm-hmm. Now I'm curious about something. Your kind of knock on Mitch Englander was that you describe him as kind of a little bit too beholden to special interests, a little bit kind of too connected with them. But then when you describe being a partner with businesses, it almost sounds like two sides of the same coin.
Well, partner meaning helping them out. What can I do as a city to allow you to be able to flourish and grow? What can I do to make it easier for you? Not partner that they're already thinking they're entitled to all the benefits and profits that the businesses are making, but in a very adversary way. So rather than doing that, what can we do to help you to create a situation where if you need help with the permitting, we can make that easy for you. With the taxes, we can reduce it. If you need a liaison between you and the city, we will be able to provide that for you. Now, right now, I think the city is trying to sort of do that for the developers. But we shouldn't stop at developers only, from 12 steps to 2 steps, or creating all these liaisons that they're talking about. We should do that for all the businesses. We should, as a city, be able to help out every small and medium-sized business and see how we can simplify life for them and how we can allow them to flourish and create jobs. And here we have all these young people, from teenagers who don't even have seasonal jobs to those who graduate from college. Every second, my daughter, as I said, graduated from Cal State Northridge last year. My son is 3rd year. And within this few years that they've gone to school, the tuition has doubled almost. We're paying double the tuition that we used to pay. And here, when they graduate, after all that financial burden that we have to carry to make sure our kids are going through school and getting higher education, then there are no jobs for them to be employed. So what kind of future are we leaving for our kids? What are we leaving for them? What kind of legacy are we leaving for them? That's why, for me, that's very important, to make sure if they're employed, they're generating income, they're contributing to the economy, so the money is being pumped into the economy, the private sector is growing, the government will get its share of taxes, and I guess they will eventually balance their budget if they say so, which I don't trust, because they're always short. They never balance their budget. So things will start moving forward.
Okay. So in the couple minutes that we have left, imagine you're a voter and you're seeing a field of names on a ballot, mm-hmm. and tell us tell our viewers, what is it that's unique that you bring to the table that would make a voter choose you over everyone else in this field?
I would say I am basically the example of an average citizen. Middle class, mother, raised kids, went to school here, homeowner, have been renter, everything that any business owner, have been working for corporate America. I have been laid off in my past life, many years ago. So I've experienced everything. And looking at all of that, I would like to see what can I provide to make sure the future of my family is good and better than what we have. And the same thing gets duplicated for your family and everybody else's. So what I bring is my honesty, my genuine interest and passion to truly make a difference for my community, for my own family, for your family, for everybody's family. And what I have to bring also as an accountant, I want to bring common sense, some accountability, fiscal responsibility, and hopefully be able to make sure our money is being spent on services that we need to get provided, rather than just feeding this broken machinery.
Armineh, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.